that if he wandered off from our campsite, we would never find him again. Hey, it's Megan Parks with Exploring Parks here. Today I want to talk about all of the things that you need to pack when you take your dog camping. So we take our dog Tito camping with us. He's like a member of the family. He loves camping. And when we bring him, I used to only pack maybe some food and water and just some like real basic, the leash. And then I realized that if he wandered off from our campsite, we would never find him again. I also realized there could be other emergencies that come up with Tito, and we were totally not prepared at all. Because of this, I wanted to help you plan if you're going to bring your dog camping with you. So there's 5 categories that I like to focus on when I'm packing for Tito: food, comfort, hygiene, safety, and entertainment. So to start off with, food is a given. Make sure you're bringing your dog food. Make sure you're bringing enough for the days that you're there. Maybe even bring extra just in case you're having so much fun you want to stay another night. If you're bringing water with you, make sure you bring enough. If you're camping somewhere that there's like a river, then your dog could be drinking from that, but I would not solely rely on a water source. Always have backup water for your dog. I have a blog post on the website that talks about how much water you should bring for yourself and for your animals. You can check that out, but in general, you want to bring about 1 ounce per pound per day for your dog. Along with your food and water, make sure you're bringing proper containers to keep them in. If you're in bear country or just anywhere with larger animals that the food smell could attract, we like to bring Tupperware with lids so that way at night we can close up the water bowl, close up the food, put it in the truck or in a bear bag, wherever it would be most safe without the smell attracting animals to our site. Next is comfort. So you want to make sure your dog is somewhat comfortable while they're camping. This could be their bed. Maybe you just bring a little blanket for them. We have a full-blown sleeping bag for Tito so that he can like officially camp in the tent in a sleeping bag with us, because we do camp in colder climates. So that's something to consider, the climate. If you need something warm for your dog to stay warm, or if it's hot out, you want to make sure that you're bringing something that could give them shade, or at least go to a campsite that has a tree so that they can cool down when necessary. The next section is hygiene. So your dog, most likely you don't really need to bring soap or anything, but you might want to bring some baby wipes or a designated towel that you can wipe them down, because when they're out in nature, they're probably getting muddy. Make sure you're bringing something to keep them clean, and that way they're not dragging it into the tent with you. Along with keeping them clean, I like to put under this section, if they're going to the bathroom, like ways to clean up after them. Safety is a big part of the packing list now that I like to focus on. So if your dog doesn't have a collar with a tag on it, it might be something that you want to consider. Have the dog's name, your phone number, somehow so that if your pet runs off, that they're able to locate you and bring your pet back to you. Another good idea is to have pictures of your pet on your phone, or maybe print one out. So if your dog does wander off, you can ask people at other campsites or nearby in town if they've seen your dog with the photo. You also want to consider like medication. If your dog's on prescription medication, bring that. Bring a first aid kit. If your dog gets bitten by something, you'll have the first aid kit to work with. You could do a flea and tick preventative on your dog for the camping trip, or have a flea collar, something that will keep them safe. Also, since there is no light while you're camping, you want to have either a reflective harness or maybe a cool light. Like we have this to put around Tito's neck, so if he's out and about, we can see him like he's at a techno rave, but at least we can keep track of him while he's wandering around the campsite in the evening. Under this section, I also put the leash. If you're in an area where your dog has to be on a leash, you might decide to bring a stake and tether the dog to it so they can still wander around a bit, but technically they're leashed on your campsite. The last section is entertainment. So it sounds ridiculous, like I have to entertain my dog while we're camping. Really, it's just so your dog can be entertained with you. In general, you could bring a ball or their toy, but if you're going to be hiking for the day, make sure you're packing appropriately for your dog. So for Tito, he's tiny. We have like a carrier pack that he can sit in. That way he's not walking for miles on end with his little legs. If you have a larger dog, you might want to bring one of those saddle packs that sits on the back of the dog so they can bring their like food and water with them while you're hiking. If you're doing water sports, we like to paddleboard sometimes, so we'll have Tito's life jacket with us. Just anything that's going to help your dog be able to do the entertainment with you, so you don't have to leave them behind or be stressed the whole time that you're trying to have fun on your camping trip. If you would like an official checklist for packing for your dog while camping, we have a free download that you can print out. I'll put a link in the description below, and that way you'll have a good idea of just all the different things to consider for your dog while you're camping. You might not need everything based on where and when you're going camping, but this list gives you a big overview of all of the things to consider when you're packing for your dog for your next camping trip. If you want to watch other videos with tips or tricks for camping and other adventures, check out our channel. We also have exploringparks.com with some posts that'll also help you prepare for your next trip. Thanks for watching. Keep exploring.